Gorakshakar, founder and head research of Avinash Mentor Research. So you heard the management. They're expecting Q4 to be bumper as usual. FY27 guidance also is for a good financial year. At the current valuations, how are you looking at this counter-orient tech?
No, I think, Somit, some amount of price correction has already happened, from higher levels. And I think, obviously, once the fourth quarter numbers are out, you could see a bigger kind of re-rating. But I think as of now, the market would like to wait for obviously the Q3 numbers and the kind of growth commentary. Q4 is typically a very large bumper quarter for them, but I think the migration to higher end services like DaaS will definitely help them to expand their margin. So I think, somebody who's already having invested here definitely can hold on for the next 6 to 12 months. We feel that within the smaller IT companies, this is one of those companies which operates in a very niche area. And definitely 27 looks pretty solid. I think fresh buying, my sense is I think it's better to wait for the Q3 numbers to be out. Once that comes in, the commentary comes out, as the management also pointed out that this is a cooling period. So they won't be able to comment on future numbers. So I would prefer to wait for Q3 numbers and then the growth commentary. But yes, I think structurally the story is strong. And I think the next 12 to 18 months, you could see definitely the performance improving even from going forward.
Right. Avinash, before actually you connected, we also spoke about Karnex, the railway focused company. Now they have announced that there are some delays in the order wins and order execution. How are you reading into this announcement?
No, I think it definitely, shows that execution is one of the most important elements of these kind of orders. So, Amit, I think, other comparable companies like HBL, which also is into the same product category, that is Kavach, I think has not sounded any negativity on the execution side. So I think for Karnex, I think unless and until we see good execution, we are unlikely to see any further kind of upside on the stock. In fact, the stock will not go up until and unless we see numbers coming on the profit and loss, the balance sheet, and the cash flow. And I think execution is very important. So any delay is definitely not going to be viewed by the markets positively. So I think this announcement from the management is definitely a short-term negative. I think we'll have to wait for more clarity as to how the company now plans to get these orders executed in the new time frame. So as of now, I think we'll have to wait and watch. I think Q3 numbers, after that we'll have to see what the management's outlook is on execution, but definitely a short-term negative.
Right. Well, thank you so much for that view. Avinash, do you track Ravindra Energy, and what's your view? What should investors do considering the stock is up almost 8% in trade?
No, I think my sense is that the order win is definitely good news. The stock has already gone up by 6, 7, 8%. I think now it's going to be execution. I think unless and until we see concrete numbers on the execution side. So I think in these kind of companies where liquidity is slightly weak, it's not very large. I would say that not many of these companies are well researched also. So it's better to take a conscious call and wait for the Q3 numbers and then see how the growth commentary and the execution is going to be done. It's a large order, and if they do execute it, then I think you could further expect some further re-rating. But I think fresh buying is advisable only when we see some concrete numbers post Q3.
Right. Thank you, Avinash. Thank you for joining us and giving us your perspectives on the stocks that we discussed.